What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Anthony's Takes. We're joined by
Santino.
And this is our Spider-Man Far From Home movie review / spoiler talk. We will give our review of the movie within the first couple of minutes of this video, but then we're gonna dive deep into spoilers. Into spoilers.
What's the point of spoilers when this is the first day that it comes out?
Doesn't mean I'm gonna upload this right now.
What if you are?
That's gonna take me a couple of days to upload it.
What if you are gonna?
But I'm not. I just know I'm not.
How do you know?
Because it's already too
How
late.
do you know? How do you know?
I know when.
How do you know?
I know
How
when
do
I'm
you
gonna
know?
upload my own
How
video.
do you know?
You think someone else is gonna come and upload my videos for me? No. I know when I'm gonna do it. So it's our movie review / spoiler talk. I will give you a fair warning when we're gonna talk spoilers, and we're going to let you know to shut off the video if you haven't seen the movie.
I don't think you ever do that. I don't think you always say like slash.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I always give us. Yes.
I always hear you say we're gonna do a spoiler talk instead of it's a movie review / you know.
You're gonna have to use your phone to go watch a couple of my movie reviews,
My phone's
and you'll
dead.
see the
Dead.
when you charge it. So
I don't have a charger that works.
well, sorry,
So.
you keep breaking them. That's your fault.
I never
Anyway.
broke them.
I have the same charger I've had since day one, so I don't know what's your problem with how you treat your chargers. But I don't know. Anyway, so this movie, man, for me and him were having a discussion in the car, and I would have to say Mysterio is pretty much the best on-screen villain of any Spider-Man movie that I've seen thus far.
No.
Okay, go ahead and tell him who you think is.
Dr. Octavius.
Okay, from which movie?
The second movie.
Part 2?
Yes.
Okay, played by Alfred Molina. He held a ranking up there of the best villain in a Spider-Man movie. I think Spider-Man 2 was one of the greatest Spider-Man movies and greatest superhero movies.
That's not
Showing the conflict that Peter Parker had within himself in that movie.
Yeah.
And so, and along with that, because was how good Otto Octavius was as Otto Octavius and Dr. Octopus, the villain. So, but this movie, Mysterio, it took a while. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm just saying, for the first act of the movie, kind of, you know, just felt like a...
Hey, Dad.
What?
Is Tommy there?
Huh?
Is Tommy there?
Alright, so, yeah, that's definitely a spoiler. But, there was a lot of theories that I had for this movie, what we would see in the movie and what we would see in an end credit scene. And I was halfway correct on my theory, but then I was totally surprised at what happened in those there's two end credit scenes. Both of the end credit scenes were pretty much a surprise, and I would have to say, I mean, the fight, the action, the scenes, the special effects, all of the action where Spider-Man is fighting these villains, it's amazing. Man, but my rating definitely 10 for 10.
Finally.
I know, and I gave Endgame a 10 out of 10.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, I don't remember.
Yes, I did.
I don't.
Well, we didn't even do an Endgame movie review. We never recorded it, but I'm recording this one. I think I just did a review on Instagram, and that was it. Follow me on my Instagram if you haven't already. It should be right there up at the top. Right there. Yeah.
I don't think so.
So, yeah. When I edit my videos, I put my Instagram right there. So, yeah. What's your rating?
9 out of 10.
Really? Mr. 10 out of 10 on everything. What made you not give it a 10?
kind of boring.
And he's talking about, of course, the first act of the movie. But once things got rolling, and things were starting to happen, it definitely picked up, and a lot of it happened really fast. And when it happened, me growing up as a kid, seeing Mysterio in a comic book, and the things he was capable of in those comics, and the 1990s cartoon, made me think, when I saw Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, and of course Sandman, it made me think, like, oh, we could never see Mysterio in a movie. It wouldn't translate well to the special effects. But man, the special effects team on this movie was amazing when it came to the illusions that Mysterio was able to use on Spider-Man. And yeah, it was very good, and that's what made up for me. It made up for me the entire movie of, there was a dry, lackluster, just like where it just felt like a teeny bopper movie. It felt like a teenage high school love story movie in the first act, with Peter and Zendaya.
It's not perfect.
So yeah, the movie's not perfect because of that, but it's character building.
That's why it's 9 out of 10.
But it's character building between MJ and Peter,
How come you said Zendaya first and then now you said MJ instead of Zendaya?
Zendaya is MJ. So.
But still though.
Anyway, so yeah, that's gonna have to do it for non-spoiler talk. He gave it a 9, I gave it a 10. So, spoiler talk. Cut off this video if you haven't seen it, if you don't want it spoiled for you. 1, 2, 3. Alright, spoiler talk. Alright, so this movie starts off, of course, Tony Stark is dead, gone. Peter is still mourning, even though he doesn't really feel everything that we see in the trailer where he's really emotional doesn't come until pretty much the end of the movie, except for one scene where Peter gets a little overwhelmed with all the questions by the media when he's there, in a scene where it was very reminiscent of the PS4 Spider-Man video game, where he leaned over like, hey, that's just like, Aunt May is working in a homeless shelter and she's volunteering, and so Spider-Man is there helping people, and for some reason the media comes in and starts asking him questions about Iron Man, asking him, are you the lead Avenger now, and just pressuring him, and it gets him kind of stressed out, and he has to escape, and he realizes like he's probably not meant to be an Avenger. He's probably not ready to get all that responsibility that Tony Stark gave him and trusted in him. So, and part of that is also these glasses that Tony Stark left behind, that he had, that we see him have in Infinity War, where he's, and in Endgame, the glasses that he was using with his mainframe, Friday. What's the name of it that Peter was using? Edith, yeah, okay. So when Peter gets the glasses from Tony Stark, it's Edith.
No.
That is the name of the mainframe.
From the school.
What are you talking about? So he's pretty much stuck in between, being a kid and trying to be on this vacation with the girl that he likes and he has plans, but then they all get ruined by Nick Fury, and Nick Fury keeps trying to get in contact with him, but he's ducking and dodging. He's ducking and dodging his phone calls, and then he finally catches up with him in Europe, and what you see in the trailer where Ned gets tranquilized, and he ends up ruining their vacation, giving him a mission, introducing him to Quentin Beck, who is, in Fury's eyes, somebody who came to this Earth from the snap, and supposedly there was this other dimension. So that was pretty much what they put in the trailer, was what the lie that Quentin Beck and his team cooked up to fool everybody, including Nick Fury, fucking master of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's a school.
Huh? See, but that's the thing. Was Nick Fury a Skrull the entire movie? Yes. Or I think there was a point in the movie where I don't know. I don't know if he was a Skrull the entire movie, or where there was that point where they find out who Mysterio is, and then that's when, because what really got me confused is when Quentin Beck reveals himself to Nick Fury. Fury and Spider-Man are in the building where they were supposed to meet Quentin Beck, but then the illusion comes apart, and then we see Maria Hill fade away. And then when Maria Hill fades away, I'm thinking to myself, okay, she was part of an illusion. But then a couple minutes pass in the movie and she shows up again. I'm like, okay, so she's a Skrull this time. She was never real. Is she still alive anyway, period? Or what the hell is going on with that? Like, I was kind of lost in that. I need to see it again to, you know, try to catch what the hell happened there. I must have missed something, because it just didn't make sense to me how Maria Hill just vanished as she was part of an illusion, but then she showed up the next scene, you know. But then the end credit, of course, shows one of the end credits shows that Nick Fury and Maria Hill were Skrulls. It was Talon. I think that's his name, right? Talon? Yeah. The guy Mads Mikkelsen. No, not Mads Mikkelsen. What was the name of that guy that played the Skrull in Captain Marvel? He was also in Star Wars Rogue One.
Really?
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
And he was in Ready Player One.
Yeah.
The villain from Ready Player One. The guy whoever plays that plays
and the
Talon.
villain in Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah. I forgot his name. But he's a really good actor, and so he took the time to put that makeup on just for an end credit scene. So, and then that first end credit scene, man, I know I'm jumping around all over the place, but that first end credit scene really surprised me. I was not expecting to see J. Jonah Jameson, aka J.K. Simmons, but he didn't have his hair. I don't know. To me, it wasn't the same. It was J.K. Simmons just doing. It looked like it was just J.K. Simmons just doing the voice. That's it, and it wasn't even. It didn't look like J.J. to me, because he didn't have the hair the way he did in Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3.
But the different movies.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, dude, I don't know. Does that mean that's gonna open up doors for like Tobey Maguire to come back, or Andrew Garfield? Nah, I don't think so either. They just wanted to introduce JJ, but what other actor is there to play JJ? I can't think of anyone but J.K. Simmons to play him. So that was pretty good. And Mysterio revealing to everyone that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and also trying to frame him for the attacks, and pretty much frame Spider-Man for killing Mysterio, when that's not what happened. It was a contingency plan that he had in place for everything that went down.
I think that was an illusion.
What do you mean?
Like
yeah, that could be.
Maybe.
But like, it just seemed like the audio didn't match what the video was showing. You know what I mean? Where like it shows just Spider-Man's feet and you hear talking over it, but it doesn't really. Can't really tell.
It's just an illusion.
But that can easily be debunked by anyone.
So that probably means
if that were to get out in the public.
Or J.
Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, I think I think Mysterio was still alive, and then Mysterio probably asked him to like do a shoot and then do it because like.
I think he was doing that. I think he was doing that while Spider-Man was fighting the drones.
Yeah.
He was shooting that himself, getting ready, and then he ended up, and literally like after he was recording that little scene, then that's when he saw Spider-Man coming, he started to film that little scene to try to frame Spider-Man. So, but yeah, the action sequences of Mysterio fighting Spider-Man, man, it was just everything you can expect.
I can't wait for the next movies to see what's gonna happen to Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah, and see is the world gonna be after him, or are they gonna treat him differently?
Like in the comics or the TV show.
Yeah,
like how in the one episode, in the TV show, Peter had the black suit. And it was like trying to go after him.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And that was a pretty clever way to incorporate that black suit that they have in this movie, was that he didn't want everyone on the school trip to figure out that he was Spider-Man, because they're like, why would Spider-Man be in Europe, and put two and two together that Peter is Spider-Man. You know, going back to the Washington Monument, where, you know, he disappears and Spider-Man shows up. He disappears, Spider-Man shows up, you know. So they tried, what was it, the Spider Monkey or Dark Monkey? Night Monkey.
Oh yeah, Night Monkey.
No, they were just calling him Night Monkey because he had an all black suit, but it was pretty much definitely supposed to be the Black Noir Spider-Man, right?
I if I was Ned, I would probably like name him like Spider Knight.
No. Is that what Ned came up with the name, Night Monkey?
Yeah.
Or something?
Yeah, he said like Night Monkey. His name is Night Monkey. Definitely not Spider-Man.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was pretty good. And then it's very good, funny comedy relief between Happy Hogan and how he's in love with Aunt May.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny. And Peter actually gets out of them that they were talking. Well, according to Aunt May, they were just friends. And then, but what are you doing? Happy is basically, they get asked the question and they both say the exact opposite. Happy says, oh yeah, we've been dating. But then she says, no, we're not dating. But it could be. It could be something.
They're probably just lying.
I don't know. Well, they both didn't have this. They weren't on the same page basically when it came to when Peter questioned them about it. That was pretty funny. What else? But yeah, overall, it was a very good movie. I would have to say it was a step up from Homecoming, where it felt like Homecoming was, you know, it was more of a Spider-Man and Iron Man movie. Iron Man had a lot to do with Spider-Man Homecoming, and he's not in this one. Like, his presence is still there. They still talk about him, but this really, to me, felt like Spider-Man being able to branch out on his own without any Avengers or any help, you know. And then so, very good. They did very good with the script in terms of, you know, how it's revealed that Mysterio is a fraud, and he was actually just trying to get, I wouldn't say trying to get revenge, but his motives are because of his technology that was stolen by Stark. And we see that technology in the beginning of Captain America Civil War, where he's, you know, he's telling everybody, or like when we got to see a young Robert Downey Jr. And he's talking to his dad, Howard Stark, and he comes out and says that, you know, the acronym for it's like an augmented reality that's called BARF. So like,
ew.
Yeah. That was the acronym that Tony Stark. No, that's the acronym. It stands for something else.
I remember the movie how how I forgot her name, like the glasses computer thing.
Edith.
Yeah, Edith. She said that Tony liked his acronyms.
Acronyms, yeah. So he was responsible for creating that technology, and then Tony Stark used it and then renamed it. And then when Quentin Beck opened up his mouth that he didn't like that, Tony Stark fired him. It's kind of a dick move if you think about it. Like, Tony Stark's kind of a dick for that. But he ended up vowing vengeance. And all these years later, he also has a team that he recruited of former employees of Tony Stark.
That sounds familiar.
And it was pretty funny how it was... The bald scientist from the very first Iron Man was working with Mysterio this whole time, and he was the guy that Obadiah Stane was yelling at, in that first movie, saying Tony Stark was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. And so that was a pretty good way to twist that into this timeline. And not just make it, because it was, the comic book origin for Mysterio is basically he was a stunt double and a illusionist or something like that. What was it? Yeah, he was a stunt double that made movies and he got fired, and then so he began using what he knew to just be a basic criminal. Come on, dude, be a basic criminal. So that was pretty good how they intertwined that with, trying to get vengeance on Tony Stark. Same thing with Vulture. Vulture was just, working for S.H.I.E.L.D. to clean up alien debris, and then they ended up getting canned and kicked to the side, but he ended up using all the alien technology to make weapons and make his flight suit and everything. So, pretty good.
Vulture suit. What's a flight suit?
The flight, his wings.
I thought it was a vulture suit, not a flight suit.
Well, they never really call him Vulture in the movie.
But he still is Vulture.
Yeah, but you never really see him call himself Vulture.
I don't think
so. So it's just a flight suit. They even call it that in the movie. So, yeah, so far, I wonder what next villains will be in there. There was a theory that I really wanted to happen. I heard rumblings of it, and I was like, "Oh, that would be cool if there was an end credit scene that involved the Sinister Six." We basically got introduced to a couple of the members already. Mysterio's another one. So, but by Mysterio dying, they show that he died. Santino doesn't think he's dead, but they show that he died in a very convincing way. And especially when Parker, he has the glasses on and he tells Edith to confirm whether or not Quentin Beck dying was an illusion or not. And she confirms, like, no, there's no illusions at this moment. All the drones are down. There's no way there can be an illusion. I don't know. But I kind of hope he is not dead. So just so they can, introduce the Sinister Six that way. So, very satisfying movie. Let us know down in the comment section what you guys think. If you enjoyed our review, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. If you did not,
you're mean. Yeah. And that means you don't like my toys.
Yeah.